West Federal Constituency Chief Chris Uponta is here. His constituency is also beneficiaries of this outing today. Chief Monachim Alos here is representing Ubunabo Sioma Obi.
In this auspicious moment, in this event that posterity will not forget in a hurry.
Thank you so much, Ejiro.
Again, would like to welcome the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, GCFR, and we represent OTOFR. You're welcome. Thank you so much for this great achievement today. And of course, he's seated with his beautiful wife, our Amazon First Lady of Abia State, Her Excellency Mrs. Priscilla Chidimma Oti. Ma'am, you're welcome. I'd like to also welcome the Deputy Governor of Abia State, His Excellency Engineer Ikechukwu and His Excellency Abaribe, here today represented. Another member of the committee is distinguished Senator Austin Akabondo. You're highly welcome. Let me welcome also
40 kilometers of new 11 kV lines in Abia, in addition to rehabilitating thousands of kilometers of sub-transmission and low-voltage lines. We have completed 5 new substations consisting of the power plant's 3 by 60 MVA substation, 4 brand new 2 by 15 MVA substations at various parts of Abia town. In addition, we have refurbished the only 3 existing dilapidated substations which we inherited as part of our acquisition of the Abia ring fence by building 3 brand new control buildings in outdoor substation and gantries within the premises of the existing substation. In order to ensure reliable electricity, and we have built a 27-kilometer gas pipeline from Imo River to this power plant and built the gas infrastructure to support the supply of reliable gas to the plant. To date, we invested approximately $800 million. Your Excellency, Mr. Vice President, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this power project is now completed and ready for commissioning. There are many people and institutions that have made today possible. The project was initiated by the grace of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo when he was president. He was gracious and visionary enough to approve the request which his then Minister of Finance, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, and I presented to him. He has continued to provide support to the project system. We thank Dr. Mrs. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala for her unwavering support for the project, which has continued. When the project's only financial security, which was wrongfully sold, that is the Abia ring fence, by the BPE during privatization, It was President Buhari's team of Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, GCON, and Minister of Power Babatunde Fashola, SAN, that mediated an out-of-court settlement for the return of the ring-fenced area to Abia Power, but with refund of what was paid by the core investors in EEDC, including penalties we had to pay for on behalf of the federal government. The government of President Tinubu and Vice President Kashim Shettima has also continued to support this project. Mr. Vice President just last week intervened to resolve a way forward on what was becoming a very dangerous issue for Abia Power. We thank you so much, Mr. Vice President. Prior to that, the Honorable Minister of Power had also intervened in another issue. So we really thank the government of President Tinubu and Vice President Shettima. We thank you for making time also to come here, Your Excellency. I want to use this opportunity to appreciate the various administrations in Abia State have over the decades provided support in their various ways as needed, starting from the administration of Senator Oji Uzokalu to Senator Tiri Oji to Dr. Okezia Ikpeazu, and of course the current administration of Dr. Alex Uchi. Well, Dr. Ikpeazu supported us by going to various, I know. So the government support when he was CEO of Diamond really was quite important. So he has continued to support us all the way. 16 years ago, matter of fact, he was CEO. He was actually from First Bank to Diamond Bank to now. It will be remiss of me to not mention all that trend of support in various ways, both the financial support from the banks and the advice he gave to make our projects continue to stand without just being on dollar investments. He has also been liaison as a present governor for the project companies with various FDN agencies. The planning and the execution of the commissioning has been seamlessly managed by the government and the staff of Geometric Power. This relationship is critical for the success of a government and that of a private company operating with a state, and which is an instrument of rapid economic development. We thank Your Excellency for your support. We'll continue to enlist Your Excellency's support as we continue to serve the people of Abia State. We have to also thank the banks for their support. I know you people are giving me paper, but let me tell you, this is it. This is the chance to actually tell people that people have given us support. We cannot not say that. So, we like to say that the vision of the founder of Diamond Bank to agree to support the project was very important. Because with that support, other banks got courage to also give us support, like Stanbic and BTC and others. So that's very, very important. AMCON is here. We thank you very much for your support. Bank of Industry. I want to say that the courage and the sort of integrity exhibited by the managing director of AMCON helped to keep the project standing. So I must mention that. Very important. Much appreciation goes to Afro-Exim Bank and its president, Professor Benedict Orama. Again, it is the capacity to look through a rubble and see gold that I used to describe how Professor Orama and his team evaluated Abia Integrated Power Project that was stalled for several years. The bank has a first-class team that processed our facility. I cannot mention each person for fear of missing any important contributor. Please just know that Afro-Exim Bank and its team will remain very dear in our hearts. We like to recognize also the professionalism of their technical advisor, Tetra Tech, for doing an excellent job throughout due diligence. We very much appreciate the key federal government institutions that have been and continue to be the key success factors for Abia IPP. They include the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission, TCN, NDPAC, GACN, NCP, BPE, and others. We particularly want to thank the NNPCL and its associated companies. The Group Chief Executive Officer is here. NUIMS, NEPL, and others for their concerted effort in ensuring that the Imo River AGG that has been stalled for several years came alive. We thank you very much. Now that this project is completed and being commissioned, the test of whether Nigeria can have reliable electricity is actually here. The test is partly about gas supply. We can guarantee that if we have reliable gas supply, we will provide absolute reliable electricity to Abia metropolis. The onus is now on the government to demonstrate that reliable power is possible in Nigeria by ensuring that this project gets reliable gas supply. I'd like to thank our host communities for their support. I will get to all of you. I just want to thank you, Mr. Vice President. Thank you, our Governor. Thank you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Alex Oti, the First AD, the Deputy Governor, distinguished senators, honorable members of the House present here, our royal fathers, our investors, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Please indulge me to rely on the already established protocol for sake of time. Like the MP mentioned, I'm one of the happiest people on earth today. In fact, today is my happiest day since I was appointed the Honorable Minister of Power. The Independent Abia Power Project, which began in 2004, exactly 20 years ago, is being commissioned during my tenure as Nigeria's Minister of Power. Your Excellencies and gentlemen, this is not by accident. I believe that it is divine, and it signifies or it symbolizes the fact that the long-time power problem in Nigeria will be fully resolved in my time as the Minister of Power. The project consists actually of two parts: the power generation company named Geometric Power Limited and Power Electric Limited, Power Limited for short. The integrated power project is licensed to generate 180 megawatts, which Abia Power will distribute to 9 of the 17 local government in Abia State. Any power which the Abia people and businesses not absorb will surely be delivered to the national grid, thus helping with electricity improvement in the various parts of Nigeria. Therefore, I can confidently say that Geometric Power Group is for all Nigerians, not just the people of Abia State, let alone Abia and its environs. It is no coincidence that Geometric Power is being inaugurated less than 1 year after I assumed office as the Honorable Minister of Power. The President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has always appreciated the knowledge, skills, competence, and patriotism of the founder and chairman of Geometric Power, Professor Bat Naji, CON, one of my work predecessors as a former Minister of Power, Adori held for senior officials shortly after the current administration came into being, November of last year. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, personally ensured that Professor Nnaji was invited to speak to members of the new federal cabinet on how to significantly improve electricity supply throughout Nigeria within a short period. I'm happy to tell you that Professor Nnaji was the only former minister that was so invited. Secondly, to Nigerians, when Geometric Power was disagreeing with a portal vision, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu directed the pastor to give Geometric Power enough breathing space in recognition of its strategic role in Nigeria's development. It is regrettable, however, that such a strategic electricity group could be made to be in limbo for good 9 years as a result of the avoidable manner the privatization of the power sector took place. It would not have suffered so long if the Tinubu administration had been in office earlier. The suffering is now behind us. The future matters more, and the solution begins today. As Professor Nnaji Geometric Power have gone to great lengths to put in place a world-class infrastructure, which you find in only a few cities in the world. I would like to appeal to all Nigerians, not just the people of Abia and the environs, to make greater efforts to secure the power infrastructure in our midst. Critical infrastructure has become very expensive to maintain, let alone replace. Therefore, the onus is on every citizen to report to security agents or community leaders, vandals who damage infrastructure that benefits the public. My second appeal is also to all Nigerians: pay your electricity bill as an when due. Avoid meter bypassing. Stop the practice of what is known as hooking to steal power. Stop attacking electricity distribution company officials performing their legitimate duties. It is only when you pay your electricity bill that power companies can remain in business. I am confident that other people will henceforth be more willing to pay for electricity, as there will be a significant improvement in electricity delivery anytime from now. I'm also assuring you that the end is coming to estimated billing. You will all get your meters. You will know the actual amount you incurred. There will not be guesswork. There will be actual bills payments. And finally, I would like to disclose that the federal government will watch the performance of Geometric Power closely. When it succeeds in its mission, we will use it as a business model for the radical improvement of the Nigerian power sector. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you.
Thank you. I think the Honorable Minister for Power deserves something better. Chief Adebayo, thank you.
Senator Kashim Shetima, GCON. Because time is fast spent, I would like to use Professor Bat Nnaji to recognize all the men that are here. Senators, House of Reps members, traditional rulers, anointed men and women of God. And I would like to use Mrs. Agatha Nnaji, a wife of the founder of Geometric, who has been working very hard, side by side with him, to recognize all the women that are here, be you a senator, wife of the governor, wife of the speaker, a woman of God, a mayoress, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen of the press. I've titled my short speech, The Power to Dream. It is with a great sense of fulfillment that I welcome everyone who has come from far and near to be part of this epoch-making event, the commissioning of Geometric Integrated Power Project, a 141 megawatts expandable to 188 megawatt power generation and distribution facility built to supply uninterrupted electricity to businesses and households across 9 local governments in Abia State within the Aba ring-fence island. I'm very honored to welcome His Excellency the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON, members of the Federal Executive Council and other very senior government officials to Abia State, God's own state, and particularly to Aba, the Enimba city. The Vice President's presence here points to the great significance of today's event. It also speaks to the commitment of the federal government to support private sector investors in search of a robust model for electricity value chain in the country. Permit me to also welcome other very important dignitaries from the public and private sectors who have come to witness the dawn of a new era in the business of electricity generation, transmission, and distribution in Nigeria. It will be fair to appreciate at this point Professor Naji, the board, management, and staff of Geometric Power Limited, and all the partners whose vision, diligence, and resilience saw to the actualization of the project we have gathered here to commission. Commendations are also due to the elite group of public sector officials and multinational partners who gave so much to see that Aba Geometric Power Plant and its array of support facilities and structures are completed, despite several frustrating twists and turns. The commitment of the federal government to the actualization of what started off as a pipe dream 20 years ago, the faith of the financial partners, the goodwill of the Aba business community, and very importantly, the patience of the investors tell a very exciting story of what can be achieved as Nigerians when we mobilize ourselves and resources to take on any task. As a leader in the private sector many years ago, and now as the governor of this state, I consider the Geometric Integrated Power Project to be very special and dear to my heart because of the immense potential it holds for the economic and social rejuvenation of Aba as a preferred destination for enterprise growth, family, life, and leisure. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to share my story with Geometric. It was in 2010, exactly 14 years ago, that Professor Naji came to see me in First Bank, Lagos, where I served as an executive director. He needed the support of the bank to complete the project, the funding of which had been unfortunately stopped 2 years before by the bank that originally started the project. This bank happened to be Diamond Bank PLC. After securing approval for an $85 million facility, that is dollars, $85 million facility from First Bank of Nigeria, Geometric Power could not draw down on the facility as it had become public knowledge that I was resuming as the Group Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Diamond Bank shortly. So I resumed in Diamond Bank on March and resumed funding of the project to completion. By the time I left Diamond Bank towards the end of 2014, the 3 General Electric turbines and the 27-kilometer gas pipeline were in place, and that was 2014. A combination of factors, including ownership tussle of the Aba ring-fence, sale of the oil block where the feed gas was going to come from, to a new investor and additional funding challenges conspired to delay project delivery for close to 10 years. An assumption of office, May 29, 2023, my team and I quickly folded our sleeves and started working with Geometric to resolve the gas supply problem by directly interfacing with top management of NNPC. And today, we have gas flowing to the turbines. Just as recorded in the scriptures, in Romans chapter 8, verse 28, all things work together for good to them that love God. I'm therefore pleased that 14 years down the line, God arranged everything such that the final resolution of all the issues and the firing of the turbines would happen when He had handed over the mantle of stewardship to me as the governor of this state. May His name be glorified. I consider it appropriate to acknowledge the efforts of former Governor Ozokalo, who gave the initial waivers to Geometric, thereby partially de-risking the transaction. If those waivers were not in place, I'm not too sure that as a banker, I would have touched it. I thank especially the Obi of Onitsha, who is here today, Igwe Alfred Nnemeka Achebe, CFR, who was the chairman of Diamond Bank at the time, and who played a significant role in the resolution of the ownership tussle of the ring fence. I cannot fail to recognize Professor Oke Orama, the president of Afrexim Bank, who got his bank to support the project with the required funding to get to the last mile. Many thanks to Engineer Mele Kari, who is also seated here, the Group Managing Director of NNPC, who allowed us to bother him, put him under pressure to resolve the gas supply issues. This city is very pivotal to the economic trajectory of Nigeria and West Africa region. And I knew for a fact that if we got the fundamentals right, Abia would not just be a city that makes millionaires of dreamers, it will become a land of solutions to the many socioeconomic problems that assail us, including worrisome levels of youth unemployment and pervasive poverty. My faith in Abia as an economic powerhouse meant that when I first saw the proposal for the Geometric Integrated Power Plant, I knew I had to be involved immediately, because if just 50% of what had been proposed could be achieved, the industrial output from this great city and its environs will triple, and millions of new jobs will be created directly and indirectly in the short to medium term. We have therefore gathered to celebrate the actualization of lofty dream, the beginning of a new epoch, and the reaffirmation of our limitless abilities as a people. Certainly, the success of this power project will not just validate my unyielding belief in Abia, but will send a clear signal to local and international investors that Abia is open for business. The onus is now on us to pay our electricity bills, just like the Honorable Minister said, as and when due. There must be no attempt to sabotage the revenue flow to the company, because projects like this require steady cash flow for effective operations, including payment for gas supplies. Community leaders must also work closely with security agents to guard against any form of vandalization of critical supply or distribution infrastructure, either for reasons of criminality or willful sabotage. On its part, the business division of Geometric must consistently guard against any form of customer extortion under whatever guise. I am glad to learn that the company has recently embarked on mass metering of households and business premises. It is my wish that the initiative is sustained until every customer gets a meter to gauge and manage their electricity consumption. Furthermore, standard practice with respect to customer protection, as spelled out in the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, Customer Protection Regulation 2023 must apply across service frontiers. Customer disconnection, meter reading billing, management and resolution of complaints. It must be borne in mind at all times that the customer is king, especially in these economically challenging times. Your position as a monopoly within your operational area would, in the medium to long term, either become a door opener to other equally strategic markets or a burden that will hurt the company's capacity to expand to new frontiers. The choice is yours to make, but I am of the view that if you serve Abia right through quality service delivery, wallet-friendly billing, and responsiveness to customer complaints, the sky will simply be your starting point. As a government and partner, we shall offer every necessary support to guarantee the success of this project, because so much depends on it. My doors will remain open to engage and listen to you. I'm also certain that other body of stakeholders, including landlords, business and community leaders, will never withhold their cooperation if efforts are made to build faith and trust in your business model. My message to Geometric Power and its subsidiaries is that their investments are very safe in Abia State and will be profitable in the long run, because Abia has always rewarded industry and innovation. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I conclude just as I started on a note of gratitude. Abia is grateful. Abians are excited and optimistic. My promise is that events like this will now become more regular in the light of our ongoing discussions with several local and international investors. So we are just getting started. In no distant time, Umuahia and the environs will hear from us as we are working on a solution for them. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for the honor of your presence in Abia State today. I wish you journey mercies as you return to your various destinations, and see you at the next commission. God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the talk and do Governor, His Excellency Governor Alex Choma Oti. What an amazing speech. I'll hand over to my colleague, Mr. Tony Awa-Anyim, Mr. Democracy. He will be bringing up the Vice President, Mr. Vice President. And in no short time, we will be doing the actual commissioning. What a wonderful day.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Let me very quickly, without wasting further time, invite podium the Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Kashim Shettima, GCON, to address it.
No, sir. No. Welcome, sir.
Please not sitting no.
Sit down, please. Igbo kwenu. Igbo kwenu. Igbo kwenu. Abia maman. Abia maman. Abia maman. Your Excellency, the Governor of Abia State, Dr. Alex Oti, and his beautiful wife, Lady Priscilla Chidima Oti. Due to paucity of time, I crave your indulgence to recognize the established protocol. The founder of Geometric, our senators, the deputy governor, our religious leaders, and of course, our Ben Orama and Mele Polo Kiari. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, this project bears testimony to the power of dreams. Dreams, when persisted, are capable of turning into realities. And it equally bears testimony
to the fact that where there is a will, there is a way. When I met Professor Bad Naji about 2 weeks ago, I was curious to ask him how old he is. Said he's 67. It was amazing. He was looking like an 80-year-old man. The wear and tear, the aches and flaws, the frustrations that he bore for the past 20 years took a very heavy toll on him. But here it is, we are about to commission this game-changing project. And I bring you glad tidings from His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He is mightily proud of the completion of this project, and he is equally mightily proud of Professor Bad Naj. Martin Luther King said the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands at times of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of conflict and controversy. There is one Nigerian that has always stood by the Nigerian nation in all circumstances with no strings attached, who has fiercely identified with the Nigeria project. This is about the second time I am meeting him in person, but he has always been in my prayers. Professor Ben Orama. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let's stand up and give a standing ovation to this great son of Africa. But for the advancement of the cause of the black man. Leadership is very crucial in our African setting. As the late Chinua Achebe rightly captured, the problem of Nigeria is purely and he said, only the regime against the worst ravages of the corrupt government, the vigilant populace that knows of right and not of sacrilege. And today in Abia, we saw testimony to good leadership. I saw the outpouring of emotion, of love, and support for Dr. Alex Otti. I was privileged to commission the Hospital Road, the Jubilee Road, and the Emova Road on behalf of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Your Excellency, posterity will be very kind to you. Keep the flag flying, keep up the good works. Long live Geometric Power Services. Long live Abia State. Thank you and God bless you all.
Don't blow and don't go inside. Yeah, say today is Monday, the 26th of February 2024. All to the glory of God, Abba Geometric Power Plant has been commissioned fully. So it's a landmark achievement, and so we are heading to see the operational effect. So we are inside already. This is the gas turbine.
Not going to have any tolerance. Everybody behind for safety reasons.
Okay, they are about to on the gas turbine. Boss, yes, sir. Yes. It's on, it's on. It's on, hey, don't start. So, Abia should rejoice. Aba and its environment also rejoice. Oga Kalade ruler. The gas turbine has been started already. Where are our investors? What are you waiting for? I'm telling you, 20 years of keep working, keep firing enough cylinder. This is Kebu Kebu TV. Okay, big also. 20 years of steady work. Abia should rejoice. The first turbine is on already. Today is Monday, the 26th of February 2024. This is a landmark achievement.